of our community who are experiencing some type of mental health crisis. As a result of these extensive efforts, I'm pleased to share that we have created a behavioral resources unit. The unit will serve as an efficient and more effective means to connect individuals who face mental health issues with resources before they ever need to dial 911. Our behavioral resources unit is comprised of 5 specially trained behavioral health deputies, 5 homeless outreach deputies, and the unique part of assembling this team is that we now have hired 3 behavioral health care managers who are either a licensed mental health counselor or a licensed clinical social worker. These highly trained sworn and civilian professionals will operate from a centralized location that will provide services throughout Hillsborough County. We believe by having a centralized unit, there will be greater information sharing and innovative methods developed to address the individual needs of members within our community and deliver access to resources in an expedited manner. To put the need for greater mental health resources into perspective, from January 18 through beginning of October of this year, there have been more than 10,000 Baker Acts here in Hillsborough County. More than 1,200 people during this period were Baker Acted more than once. Some individuals were Baker Acted more than 10 times. This is a cycle that we must break. We will solve this problem one person at a time. And that is exactly what our Behavioral Resources Unit is doing. Mental health issues don't discriminate. They affect people of all walks of life. And it's one of law enforcement's biggest challenges, which is why the creation of this unit is so important. It is also why we've committed to making sure everyone within the sheriff's office has the best training to help a person who may be suffering from any type of mental health crisis. In June of 2019, we expanded our crisis intervention training for all sworn personnel, mandating every deputy take part in 40 hours of advanced crisis intervention training. Additionally, all of our civilian employees now receive 32 hours of advanced crisis intervention training. I believe that with this advanced training and the addition of our new Behavioral Resources Unit, we will be able to better serve those suffering from mental health condition in more ways than ever before. Operating for about 3 months now, our Behavioral Resources Unit is already making a difference. One positive impact of an impact example is a relationship we have developed with a 50-year-old gentleman. Over the past 15 years, we've had contact with this person more than 100 times due to his mental health condition. Now with the new Behavioral Resources Unit, our team meets with him on a regular basis and has connected him with resources to help him stay healthy and stay out of the criminal justice system. Once we conclude today's announcement, you'll receive a video of our resources unit interacting with this gentleman and interviews with a behavioral health deputy and a case manager. Today's announcement of the Behavioral Resources Unit is only the beginning. I'm very excited to see the tremendous benefit that this unit will provide for members of our community who need it the most. At this time, I'm happy to take any questions.
Sheriff, how does this work? Do you guys come up with a list? I mean, what are the factors that you determine which individual to pay visit to? How often are deputies going to visit them?
Yeah, that's a great question. This unit, unlike some others, is not a reactive unit. This unit is going to be extremely proactive and preventative. So they'll receive leads from a lot of different sources, I should say. Maybe the crisis center, maybe individuals who have been incarcerated in our jail suffering from some type of mental health crisis, individuals who've been Baker Act. This unit will be proactive to go pay a follow-up visit to those individuals to see if they can act as that facilitator to get them the resources they need, so that will prevent their interaction from law enforcement, but also help them with whatever type of mental health crisis they may be suffering from. Great question, thank you.
Sheriff, do you know if this is becoming more Florida and around the country, these kind of units?
I think it absolutely is. I think there's some different approaches. Some are more of a reactive unit, send more of the social workers out with deputies. We took a different approach at this time. We wanted this unit to be extremely proactive and preventative. And since we focused on that, that allowed us to pursue a different avenue, and that was to make all our sworn deputies, give them that advanced 40 hours of training. Civilian employees, the advanced 32 hours. Matter of fact, members of this unit will receive additional training on top of the 40 hours advanced training from individuals suffering from mental health crisis. So I think you're going to see this more and more across the country. These violent interactions with law enforcement can be prevented. And they can be prevented. We saw just a couple of weeks ago that our deputy went out with a mental health counselor and ended up giving chase to individuals once he knew that he was going to be taken into custody, and he didn't want to be taken into custody, and our deputy was stabbed in the neck. And you saw how the training worked. You saw how phenomenal the training took over from this deputy and how he was able to de-escalate that situation even after being stabbed in the neck. So 100%, I think that this is a much more effective and efficient approach, and individuals suffering from mental health crisis aren't going anywhere.
Sheriff, I'm sure you saw the expose on the Tampa Bay Times of a similar program over in Pasco County. What sort of assurance can you give that people will not be harassed, people who at that moment have not committed a crime are going to be harassed and embarrassed in front of their neighbors?
Yeah, this isn't driven by any criminal intelligence-led police or anything like that. This is strictly those suffering from some type of mental health crisis, those who have been Baker Acted in the past. That's where this unit will be proactive and go and try to provide those resources. With that being said, these are voluntary services. If we make contact with an individual and they say they don't want the help, well, obviously that's the first and biggest obstacle that we face. Then we'll leave and scratch them off the list and certainly provide our contact information. We see it all the time. If they change their mind, they can give us a phone call and we'll come back out and try to provide those services. Like with this 50-year-old gentleman that we've been meeting with that's had contact with law enforcement over 100 times. And they now meet with him and provide basic needs, essential needs, shelter, food, clothing. And this we think is being preventative. Not only is it great humanity in helping him get the help he needs, but it's being crime preventative too. He's not shoplifting. He's now committing to thefts to get those essential needs that he once needed.
So you're saying if they say no, they don't want these services, they won't get another visit from the deputy?
That's correct. We will leave our contact information, and if they change their mind, we'll be the first ones out there to come help them at that time. But this isn't a constant, this isn't criminal driven. This is behavioral resource driven.
Anyone else? Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you helping us get the word out.